Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Duster Squad podcast. I believe this is the first episode this season that's a duo. I believe.
Is this the first time it's only been you and me too?
No, we've had one. We've had one before. Where it was just us.
Is the only duo left you and Eric?
Yes, yeah. The only duo of that involves me, and then obviously there's a bazillion others that could be
right, but the feasible ones.
Yes,
considering you're the production,
the doable ones. But yeah, so we're back here again for episode 8, and I don't know if you remember, Benny. I'm sure you do. You remember snack time?
Oh, I do.
Well, I have a little. It's a little
regular feature from our first season.
Yes. So I have a little something to try here because I saw it and I was like, that looks terrible. It was similar to the Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. I have another Mountain Dew. I don't know if I don't know if you've seen it.
We shall see. I don't know.
Fruit Quake.
Fruit Quake.
It is like it's like a fruit cake.
It's
Mountain Dew.
Oh no. No. Is it at least nice and cold?
It is cold.
I hope you. Okay, I was like, was it just like chilling on your desk for like last?
No, it is cold.
Because I feel like that would make it exponentially worse.
Have you ever Have you ever had fruitcake? I have not.
No, I can't say I have because it's never looked particularly appealing.
It looks like if you were gonna make like a dog a birthday cake. That's what it looks like. Like that's cake kinda. For a dog. But yeah, I'm gonna try this. I do not have high hopes.
You gotta let me know. What do we got?
Yeah. I'm just gonna troll you and tell you it's the best Mountain Dew I ever tasted.
Take a sniff, just like what are you getting some hints of?
Dude, it smells like. Do you ever smell essential oils? That's what I'm smelling right now.
I can't say I have, but like anything in particular, like what taste stands out?
Maybe lemon? I don't know. I can't tell.
Chemical?
Yeah, it smells like cleaner. All right.
Well, bon chance.
Oh yeah, that's not. I mean, it's not like. I mean, it's not terrible.
It's just like why? Why would you?
Yeah. All right. I mean, I could eat.
Why would you when you could other?
Yeah, when you could just have a regular. Yeah. I mean, that's actually not that bad. Like that in cake form, I actually would probably be okay with.
But you just don't necessarily want to drink the cake.
It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, but that's not bad. Enough. I won't let it go to waste. I will probably slow sip it. Yeah.
I love a soda that you gotta sip.
Yeah, dude. Not exactly what it's supposed to be, but here we are. Okay.
Well, I like the adventurousness.
How was your week, Benny? Because you were not here last week.
I was not here last week.
Yeah.
I was home. I was back home last Saturday, and I didn't bring any of my shit with me. But my week was good. It was really good actually. Started last Sunday. I went on a date with a girl, and it went really well. So that was nice.
Benny got himself a date.
I did, and hopefully, ideally later tonight, if plans go as they are right now. So hey,
nice.
But other than that, just had a pretty normal week at work. Other than the fact that Tuesday was election day, so that's never a normal day at my work. But that also wasn't too crazy bad. We actually divvied up the work really well this year, and sort of it went smoothly. And also midterms, I had forgotten how much more chill they are, just election coverage wise than presidential year. It's way more insane. There's usually more going on.
Yeah, not as much.
Yeah, it was a lot quieter. There weren't as many races, so that was nice. And then just a pretty normal week at work, and the Habs have been pretty okay.
Yeah.
So it's been nice watching them. It's been fun watching them kind of progress, and we'll get to that, I'm sure. But yeah, no, it was a good week. How about you?
Nice. It was pretty good. Same as usual. Actually, it was really busy because I had 4 out of the 5 days I had a commercial shoot, so I had to leave the station 4 out of the 5 days for anywhere from like an hour to like 3.
Right. Yeah.
So it was actually pretty busy, and I found myself quite tired at the end of the day. Every couple days.
Can we get a sneak peek? What were some of the shoots you were doing?
Let's see. Yeah, I can do a little. So one was I think the most fun shoot was a mattress hot tub place down here
Really?
in the capital region. Yeah, it was pretty fun. That one went well. I had to shoot a bit of like soccer stuff, which
Hmm.
you believe it or not was for a jeweler. yeah, yeah, I don't know. I,
What
I think
context?
they're tying it in with the World Cup.
Okay.
You got me, dude. I just make them.
Okay.
I just make them. They
I
tell me
mean,
what
fair.
they want. I
Yeah,
make them.
television. Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I'm just like, all right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
You're paying for it, I guess.
yeah. And then I don't even fucking remember. Those were like the last two. I don't even remember the other ones.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like an interesting week.
Yeah, it was all right. Made it fly by.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not here to talk about my weeks. My week is, that happens every week. The NHL. That's what I'm here to talk about. And we're gonna see here. I'm gonna start with the Senators because I'll be able
a statement from Nicholas.
because I'll be able to cruise through that. I'll start here. They did win today, 4-1 over the Flyers.
Oh yeah, Claude Giroux's return home.
Yeah, and they smoked them. So good for him.
Damn.
All right, so here we go. Okay, so yes, I have a written statement from Nick. I don't know. Yeah, that's too bright.
Yeah. In our Facebook Messenger group chat.
Yes. From Nick. He says, Sens are on an 8-game skid. Forsberg was a little mad last night after the loss. Pulled a Binnington and smashed his stick.
Never a good sign.
And that's it. But they've ended their 8-game skid with a win versus the Flyers today. Good for them. Unfortunately, they're still bringing up the rear in the Atlantic Division, which is pretty nuts. So, I mean, I guess that's okay. But
playoff team Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, dude, they're getting in. They're getting in there. 5-8-1 on the year. So you look at like 5-8-1's. That's like it's not good, but it's not awful. But
it's the longer it keeps going, the harder it becomes to get out of that. Hopefully. They like need to rattle off like a 6-game win streak like right now, and then honestly kind of keep doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not out of the realm. It's still early.
Hopefully, this win today will spark a little something. Which I think it will. Hopefully
it doesn't. Get the fuck
Oh, hey, guys. As I said, here I am with Rick.
And here I am.
Yes.
As Rick.
Which is good because now I can cut out me trying to talk about the Islanders because that was bad. I did not know. I was like, all I said was like, Noah Dobson has 10 points.
Oh, he does.
That's pretty much all I said.
He's having a good season.
Yeah. So bring me in. And I think it was 1-2, 2-1 this week. I don't remember.
2 wins, 1 loss, and that 1 loss came to the playoff-bound Arizona Coyotes.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right.
At the moment in the standings. Yeah. Oh boy. So, as everyone knows, the Islanders have been on a bit of a heater. What was it? Out of their, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Their past 7 games, up to the Arizona game, their past 7 games.
Yeah.
They were 6-1. 6-1. They were had 6 wins, which last season it felt like they could not string together more than 2 wins. I don't know if they did. I don't know that stat. But Islanders have been on a bit of a heater, and they started this week by coming back and beating Calgary 4-3 at home, off of a amazing Noah Dobson slap shot in overtime, set up by the assist man himself, Matthew Barzal, who still does not have a goal this year. I'm gonna get to that. And then they went into Madison Square Garden on Tuesday, and they beat the Rangers 4-3. They came back. The Rangers were winning that game 3-1, and the Islanders tied it up late and then won it in regulation. So that game didn't even go to overtime.
Nice.
So a nice home win, and then the second part of your back-to-back against was against the Rangers, and they go into MSG and steal one on the road.
The
That's
rival
huge
Rangers
against a division rival. Yeah, against a division rival. So that's huge for points. That's huge for all that. And then they're playing Arizona, and I'm like, I have a bad feeling about this. Arizona just comes in and is just really stingy. And then what's his name? Vejmelka, their
Vejmelka, the
goalie,
goalie,
who's very good. He's very good.
I should have grabbed him in fantasy, but whatever.
I should have grabbed him over Jack Campbell too. I don't know if you guys talked about Jack Campbell's numbers. Jesus. But anyway, the Coyotes beat the Islanders 2-0.
Dang,
and
man.
It just didn't feel good because the Islanders, it's not like they played poorly. It's just that Sorokin was keeping them in the game at points against the Coyotes, and their offense that we know was kind of clicking just looked very confused again. It kind of reminded me of last season. No one really wanted to. They struggled to get shots through, and people seemed like they didn't really want the puck. I don't know. It was just like hesitancy is what I noticed, because I did watch. That was the one game I'm like, you know what? Let me sit down and watch this. Freaking Coyotes. I'm like, it's the second period at 0-0. I'm like, well, classic Islanders hockey. Here we go.
So was it Vejmelka just blocking a bunch of stuff? Like, did the Isles get good chances, or did they just not get?
So throughout the game, the Islanders had, over 2 periods, they had 36 shot attempts, and like 20-something were blocked. 20-something were blocked.
Oh, okay. So they were just getting blocked a lot. Okay.
It was a gutsy road win by Arizona. Arizona, I mean, they deserved the win. Like, they were playing hard, but it's just frustrating. It's one of those things, like, skill to skill. I know the Islanders don't have like an all-star lineup, but they have a playoff caliber lineup in the past few years that we've seen that still has, some juice in the tank, I believe. But yeah, it's just like a combination of that and posts. I think they hit two or three posts. So it just wasn't their night offensively. Just wasn't their night. But the kicker of that game, and we'll see, they're playing Columbus right now as we do this.
Okay.
And it's tied 2-2. Brock Nelson with 2 goals tonight so far.
All right.
Matt Barzal had a wide open net to tie the game against the Coyotes. It was 1-0 at the end of the third before the Coyotes scored an empty net goal. So I guess it's like a 1-0 loss. I should have mentioned that. And Barzal doesn't one-time it. He cradles the puck for a sec and shoots it. And that's fine. Like, still is a quick shot. But a defenseman on Arizona gets over and gets his knee on it and deflects. And you're just like, this guy, he had a wide. Vejmelka was when goalies like reach back with their blocker and their stick, they're just like, well, this is probably going to go in. And the defenseman managed to get in front of the shot.
Dang.
It was just, and it was just, it's just frustrating. That was like, it just capped off the night. But Matt Barzal, the big takeaway from this week, you think he would I thought he'd step up against Arizona. That'd be his game and maybe score. But the man is just struggling to find the back of the net.
Well,
he's creating so many chances. It's just the shooting. It's just very interesting. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, I thought it was funny because I looked at like the last week and I was like, wow, they won a back-to-back versus Calgary and New York and then lost to Arizona. I was like,
Arizona. I know. And Calgary's on a bit of a skid, so I know some stuff's going on there. But they're still a good team on paper, and the Rangers are just a good team this year.
They're a good team, yeah. They're not as high up as I thought they would be, because they're not in the top 3 still of the division.
No.
So yeah, the whole East is just like it's just stacked
ridiculous.
And it's like close.
Yeah, stacked and close, exactly. So that's gonna be. Did you and Ben talk about the Atlantic and what it's looking like right now? It's
dude, it's friggin' it's so close.
Is it a 5-way tie at the moment, or something just bonkers?
Let me look. I don't think it's a 5-way tie, but it is between 7th in the division and 2nd in the division. Is 3 points.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. One game means so much in that division. Wow.
Yeah, like Tampa and Montreal are in 5-6, tied at 5th, 6th.
Wow.
And and they're a win. They're 2 points out of 2nd place.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Jeez. Oh, look at that Tampa and the Canadians tie.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, dude.
Dude,
You're
two
gonna hear
very different
this.
rosters.
You're gonna
I
hear this
know.
later in the podcast. I'm gonna tell Eric. Vassy sucks. Vassy has been
pads look good, though.
terrible. His pads look
good,
great.
though.
Yeah, I wish he would stop
Oh,
something
Vassy.
with him.
Maybe he's taking some Carey Price lessons. He's like, wait a minute, I don't have to do good in the regular season. That's pretty sick.
Could be. Could be.
And then
You have to
gets
though.
to the playoffs. Yeah,
You gotta get there. They're
with
not
Brian
even.
Elliott as your backup. No offense to Brian Elliott, you have to win some games.
Yeah, he's actually.
Been okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's weird though because every time I watch, Brian Elliott looks better than whenever I watch Vassy. But then,
Mm.
you look at their stats and Vassy's stats are still better.
Are still better. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like okay, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than all that from the Isles, is there any standouts that you got? Brock Nelson.
Standouts to me. Brock Nelson. He's picking up the goal scoring pace a little bit. He had the tying goal in the Rangers game. I think what stood out to me, I know it's one play, but Brock Nelson cranked a one-timer on the power play. The Islanders did a little pass to the wall and then threw a seam pass across to Nelson, who just
ripped it.
One knee down, ripped it. Usually Nelson shoots high. Like he has a problem with missing the net high because he's going for the corner. Like I respect it. He's shooting a score. But he kept it like 7-hole, like below the blocker, below the glove of the goalie, like that little above the pad, and it was just a perfect shot. Because obviously beating Shesterkin is no easy task.
No.
Guy's phenomenal. So that was pretty awesome. So he's probably my standout, and Ilya Sorokin is just unbelievable.
Nice.
Such a good goalie. Yes.
Which game did Varlamov play? Did he play one of those games?
Varlamov played against the Rangers, and the reason for that is because in his last 5 starts at MSG, he is 5-0-0.
Oh, dang.
I mean, Varlamov. He, for some reason, owns MSG. I don't know. And another stat I would like to share, Igor Shesterkin's record against the New York Islanders, his career record, 1-7-1.
Oh, boy. Dang,
and
you know what that means?
Wait, what does it mean?
It means you gotta face them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be nuts. But it's interesting to point out the one win that Igor has over the Islanders was when they had their 10 COVID cases and had an AHL lineup, and Shesterkin was playing in that game for some reason, and then they won.
So he sucks against the Isles.
For some reason,
the real Islanders.
Yeah, I say he sucks. It's just funny. He's good against the Islanders. It's always like 1-goal games, or sometimes shutouts in there. I don't know why the Islanders have always, in my lifetime, seemed to have the Rangers number for like just random regular season games. Huh. The Rangers definitely have made it to the playoffs way more than I've ever seen the Islanders make it to the playoffs. But yeah,
no, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot
lifetime,
the last few years it's been Isles, but I forget like before it was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. And important to say, one last thing I will say, Ilya Sorokin, he made 3 consecutive saves in the Calgary overtime. Jonathan Huberdeau backhand passed it with 2 guys on him, he was driving the net, threw a pass behind him to draw the goalie to a post.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's the game. And Sorokin just read the play, just calmly slid across, just swallowed up the rebound, unbelievable. He just makes it look so easy. Without him, the Islanders would not be winning games right now. But it's to be expected.
All right, would you like to go first, or would you like to start down south with the Bolts?
Oh, with Tampa.
All right,
how are the Bolts doing?
So not good to start. They're currently tied with a bunch of teams, including the Canadians, with 15 points.
I mean, the Atlantic's fucking wild. The Atlantic is wild. But yeah,
because I think they're 15 points. They're tied. They're like in the middle. I think they might be 6th in the division, and they're
5th. I'm looking right now because
second
place to 7th place It's a 3-point gap.
Yeah, they're basically 1 win out of second.
Yeah.
Like on a good
same with the
day.
Habs. So it's
Yeah.
like the whole division is just a shit show right now.
Yeah. And then there's Boston.
Yeah, it's a shit show in Boston, I should say. Yeah, they're very clear ahead, and then
Yeah.
everybody else. Which, I mean, I guess is what everybody expected, but I didn't expect it to this degree.
I didn't think it would be. Yeah. I mean, I
Like,
expected it to get closer, but I didn't think it was going to be like
literally
15 games
everybody.
into the season. Every team would be in the hunt here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But the Bolts.
But how's Tampa been lately, the last week?
They were 1-2 this week, and their one win was Saturday. So it was the night we recorded.
Okay.
We recorded early. Yep, we recorded early. So it was right after we recorded, and they beat Buffalo.
Oh, right. I do remember that.
They played okay. But I mean, yeah. It was a closer game than it should have been. But Buffalo's, they're pretty good this year.
They're starting to figure stuff out, yeah.
They at least are. Yeah, they're competitive in basically every game they play.
Right.
Which is
a lot for them, considering like the last ever.
Yeah. But so they beat Buffalo, and then their 2 losses came, and they only played 2 games in the week. During the week, they had like a 3-day stretch where they didn't play.
It was a big off week for the Habs too. That's weird.
It was they lost 3-2 to Edmonton. Now you'd say, okay, it's Edmonton. They're good. Every single goal that they got was a special teams goal. The Lightning, they should that. Well, I don't know if it's their PK or if it's just Edmonton's power play. I mean, it's Edmonton's.
That's true, because there's like only so much you can do when you have like McDavid and Draisaitl staring down at you on the power play. It's like, I mean, you can try. Hopefully, it hits you. Like,
yeah, that's just a high-powered power play. Like that's just hard to do. But the third, they gave up 2 like goals on the PK, and they gave up 1 on their own power play. They need to start declining power plays because it's bad.
Tampa's power play is
bad? I think it's like 15% right now or something. It's real.
Don't tell me the Habs power play is better than yours right now.
It might be, dude. It might be because they keep.
If it is, that's shocking.
I'm telling you, they suck.
Wow. That is
what is
news
it?
to me. I honestly have not been paying attention to the Habs or the Lightning rather.
Does it say it?
I'm trying to find it. I don't know where I would even find this.
It's real low. It's real low. It started off really hot and then it slowed right down.
More filters.
And I'm telling you, in the last like 2 weeks, they've been scored on with a power play more than they've scored with a power play. I'm pretty sure. Starting with the Ottawa game with Matty J.
Not since this season. Oh my god, the NHL site sucks. What the fuck? It says power play since 77-78, so I give up.
Oh,
but...
all right, the Habs one is probably better. It's been quite bad.
If it is, that's not good.
Well, I'm telling you, it's not good. and then they lost to Washington last night, 5-1, and again, the power play just sucks, man.
Really? Wow.
It's bad, and they got scored on again. Wait.
That's strange to think of.
Wait, maybe they didn't. It was like right after the power play, though.
Although, I mean, I don't know. I guess, well, I was going to say when you have as much of a decor turnover as he did, but Tampa's one of the teams that kind of goes more heavily forward on power plays, right? Aren't you like a 4 forward kind of team?
Is that not what everybody does? I thought that's what everybody did. 4 forwards and a D-man.
The Habs just got to that.
Oh. Dude, every time I tune in, everybody does that. Dang.
Yeah, like a year or two ago. Well, actually, it's been really nice this year because St. Louis has done several times 5 forwards, which has been fun.
Oh, that's weird.
But interesting. I don't know what's going wrong in your, like, is it just players, like roster makeup? Well, like, what's
I don't know. I hope it's not roster makeup. It's the same damn power play.
Right.
As the last like 3
Okay.
years, basically.
Yeah.
So I think
Which is
it's
normally just automatic, which is strange.
I think what's happening is teams. I think teams that they're playing against have gotten better at knowing what to do. This is the problem. Here's the problem when you've got when you've made it to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals. Is
People have seen you.
people have
Yeah.
seen you and they know what you do, and now they
Yeah.
know what to do against you.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of it. Is like,
Gotta add some new tricks.
yeah, we got to try something. And nobody wants to shoot. Nobody wants to fucking shoot on this team. I don't understand it. Fucking Braden Point, Kucherov, Stamkos is the only one that wants to shoot, and even he passes more than he shoots. Fucking, it's ridiculous, man.
Movement.
Yeah, like, pass it into the net, guys. Just do that. It'll count.
Take a nice chast.
Yeah, fuck, man.
Might go off a pad to another guy. Who knows?
It's so dumb. But yeah, they lost 5-1, and the big thing from that game for the Bolts was Cal Foote took a extremely illegal hit to the head from Obey Kubel, who I thought was in Toronto, but he must have been traded or dropped.
He went on waivers and was claimed.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you haven't seen it, I'll put the link to the video in the description. But there's one point of contact, and it is Obey Kubel's shoulder. Obey Kubel's shoulder right to Cal Foote's face.
Yeah.
It's all head. And as soon as it happens, I'm like, all right, well, he's got to be out of the game, and he was.
Yeah.
And
we'll get to a moment with the Habs where I was also like that. As I watched the play, I was like,
yeah, right.
Well,
that was bad too.
Yeah.
And my immediate thing was, I was like, that's got to be some games. Like, whether he meant to or not, I haven't seen anything yet. I would assume they have to look at it. I think yeah, it was last night. I think the technical, rule is he's suspended indefinitely until they give him a number of games. So my assumption is that'll happen soon. But it was bad. I was like, Jesus. And then Cal Foote, I don't believe he came back. He probably, they pulled him for concussion protocol, I'm sure. And I don't remember him coming back. So either they decided to keep him out just in case, or they saw something that they were like, all right, he's got a concussion. So he might be out for a little bit. But a big reason the Lightning have gotten off to such a slow start is Vasi.
Really?
He looks like shit, man. These aren't.
You ride that pony for long enough for enough games.
I guess, but
catch up eventually. But he's just been that. That bad.
He's been terrible. 901 save percentage, 3.11 goals against.
Yeah, at least he's keeping it above 900. 900. I don't know.
I guess, dude. I understand. He's played a lot of games, so maybe he's tired. But
yeah.
But come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the other thing is he's. It's so. I would say the Lightning are giving up bad really good chances against him. But they're really not.
But they're not. Well, that's not great.
I mean, there's some that are a lot of them are just shots.
Yeah.
And I'm like there's shit that he's had. He's made that save a million times in the past few years. So I don't know.
I mean, I've watched as somebody who has watched a goalie get overworked like fucking crazy and then have several seasons afterward where the regular season stats aren't great. It happens.
Yeah, I guess
it's hopefully you get to the playoffs and then they just go insane mode, which Carey held on to. I don't know. I mean, I obviously had them as first at the beginning of the year, so it's not going great for my predictions. But are you seeing any parts of the team that they normally are under it all? Is it just not bouncing their way in a lot of games, or are they just actively not looking good most nights?
I mean, their speed is. I would say their speed is actually there a little bit more than it was. in the
Okay.
last few years. But yeah, I mean, defensively they're okay. Vasi's just kind of having a bad time of it. Maybe he'll pick it up. Kucherov's still Kucherov, point still point. Stamkos, after his like red hot start, he had like 7 goals in 5 games, has not
Yeah.
scored since. So he's
Well,
doing about nothing.
yeah.
Hagel's got 5 goals, 6 assists. So
Okay.
he's
I mean,
turning
that's
into
pretty good for
more.
what he is. Yeah.
He's turning into more of what they were hoping, I think. Hopefully he can keep
Yeah.
that going. But my big bright spot is Nick Perbix, 24-year-old rookie
Just a
defenseman.
dude they had down the A.
I actually don't know where he came from. I don't think he was on Syracuse. I think he might have been like a walk-on or something.
Or
no,
like
no,
one
no.
of those.
He came from I think he came from college. I actually don't know.
Oh.
But he's from
Nick what?
Minnesota. Nick Perbix. Perbix.
Perbix. I got it. All right. But yeah, continue.
He's a right-handed defenseman, so those are hard to find, and he's
Yeah.
really solid. Like he's like the new McDonough on the team. He's like really solid. He's a +4 right now as a rookie. 2 goals, 2 assists. He's just been really solid. And so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Like I'm gonna go ahead and his elite prospects tell me when he was drafted. I can't find it, but yeah, he was on St. Cloud State University in the NCAA for 4 years, and then started his career in the AHL last year for 12 games. I imagine it was probably one of those where at the end of his season he got called up, sort of situation is my guess, because that happens a lot. And then now he's on Tampa this year, but he's been good, eh?
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen out of him. It's like he's like like a nothing happens when he's on the ice kind of thing.
Hey, those guys are useful sometimes. I'll get to it when I get to the Habs. They had one of those guys too. And I'll have my own obscure defenseman reference. But anything else?
That's about it. Yeah, I don't know, maybe play Moose a little more. Take Vasi out, let him get some rest, whatever. Play Brian Elliott.
Oh, is that his nickname?
That is his
cool.
nickname.
Wow, a nickname that isn't last name Y.
Yeah, right.
Like, fuck. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah. That's all I got. They need to figure it out. Otherwise, it's going to get real unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is nice that the Atlantic is as competitive as it's been, because they're still solidly within reach of a playoff. So like it's still super out in the open right now, and they have time to turn around.
Plenty of time.
I'm not gonna lie, I am surprised by how cold of a start it's been. But we shall see. I still have faith in my first place prediction. Totally wasn't shaken at all by the last month and a half. Not at all. But okay, cool.
All right, tell me about them toilet seats.
It's been interesting. I will say the Habs Twitter as a whole has had a very hard time figuring out how to handle this season, because like a good chunk of it is like, we need to be losing like all of these games. Like Jay Allen and Sam Montembeault are hanging us in a lot of games we shouldn't be in. We need to be losing every fucking one of these games because Connor Bedard, whatever. And I'm like, yes, very true. And then there's the other end of the spectrum where there's just some very delusional fans where like, man, rebuild's basically over. These guys are fucking ready. Make the playoffs right now. They got it this year. And I'm like, no. The Habs have both their goalies in the, I think, if not top 10, it's definitely top 15 of goalies goals saved above expected. They're Jake Allen and Sam Montembeault are just going nuts.
Having a good year.
I'm pretty sure they're both 920. Well, I know Sam Montembeault is a 920 plus save percentage. I'm pretty certain Jake Allen was probably close, although he got lit up in a game, so he might have just because that I think that Vegas game might have fucked his stats up a bit.
Yeah.
But they're both standing on their goddamn heads. That's why I grabbed Jake Allen in fantasy because, like, even in the games he's losing, he's garnering so many points because
he's making all the
getting
saves.
outshot to holy hell.
Yeah.
It was sort of the Miko Koskinen effect from last year. I noticed if you picked him up, you could actually get a decent amount of points because you'd get outshot a lot of nights. It might not have been last year. It might have been a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I did find
a roster.
I was able to find in about 10 seconds this power play percentages for both our teams for this year. 21.1 for the Bolts and 15.8 for the Canadians. So it's not worse.
There's no way it's
I thought it was worse than that. But
the Habs have been terrible forever, but they actually have started. That's one thing I'll actually say is the last like 4 or 5 games, they actually have developed a bit of chemistry, and the power plays started to go pretty well. They've gotten it into a system where they're presenting Cole and Nick as both like which this is again with like so many things that I've been talking about with the Habs in the last like year or so. It's like the most basic things that are just revolutionary to us because
like a 1D man power play. Everyone does that.
Yeah. But they've developed like sort of a system where Cole is the obvious threat with his one-timer or pass on a wrister. Like he's the obvious threat they get a lot of passes to. But Nick has become enough of a threat with like this fun little like fake off and like turn back and then cut back in and go in for like a wrist shot sort of play they have and he's scored a fuckload on it too. Like he's outscoring Cole Caulfield right now, which I'm just like, so they actually have a dual threat power play for the first time since 2008, maybe the year Kovalev was on the team, and that power play just kind of demolished. The Habs power play has been a point of contention for a very long time. There were some brief moments when Patch and Subban were there, but like it's been bad for fucking ever. And they actually seem to kind of figured it out a little bit in the last few games, so that's nice. But aside from that, they've also just quietly just been kind of doing okay. I mean, since the last episode, Saturday night, you guys were recording last, they played Vegas. And it was fun because it was like a game of, all right, it's kind of okay. Oh, it's very bad. And then ended with, oh, it's kind of okay. Because they started playing them pretty tight. The second period, Vegas kind of took over a little bit. I think it ended with them 2-1. Start of the third, they tie it up. And then Vegas goes way ahead. I think 5-2. And then Habs make it 6-3. They make it, or 5-3 rather. They make it 6-3. Habs make it 6-4 with like 3 minutes left. So like they were showing some fight, and there was 2 Nick Suzuki goals, a Cole Caulfield goal, and a Juraj Slafkovsky goal all in that game. So it was like all of the right young guys kind of doing the thing and like figuring it out. So like it's one of those like perfection rebuild losses where like they get the loss to help the draft, but like also the right kind of guys are going and like sort of figuring it out in a game. So I was like, I can't really be that mad at that. I can be mad at Josh Anderson being a dumbass. But that was bad. The funniest part about
are you jiggling your leg?
Oh, I am. Is that jiggling my camera?
It's been doing that for the last like minute. It's just like I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick.
All right, I will stop doing that then. But yeah, the funniest part of that was the Habs somehow came out of that with the power play. What? Well, because so many people mugged Josh Anderson after the fact that like they gave, I think, 2 penalties to other guys because they like after the fact, like they
I saw that.
Like so
that
they were
seems like bullshit.
Yeah, so it was weird in the sense that 2 guys got a penalty. The Habs scored on the ensuing power play, so one guy came out, and then it was 4-on-4, I think, for like another minute and a half. And then the other Vegas guy came out, and Vegas had a 3-minute power play.
What the
so
fuck?
It was like because it was a major
5-minute, yeah. What the hell?
Like
man?
it was just a really weird penalty situation. I was like, all right, sure.
That's weird.
Yeah. So that was probably well, I was gonna say that was the weakest game, but no, the Detroit game was the weakest game. They got outshot like to an insane degree. I think it was like 40 to 20 something at one point. And then in the third, the Habs kind of brought it back a little closer, but still not great. And then they won in the shootout because Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki are beauties and just stole Billy Husso's soul in that shootout. It was great. And then they demolished Vancouver because Vancouver is apparently ass.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
Listen,
but it was bad.
Ottawa's gonna make the playoffs, but Vancouver might not. I might have been wrong on Vancouver.
Yeah, I don't see the path for them. I
don't understand how they went from like, cause like whatever. We can talk about it later.
Yeah. But with the Habs, I don't have much else to say other than the same thing I've kind of been saying all year, in that it's going real well. Like there's not really anything to complain about. Yeah, that's the one thing is like
division.
but if the goaltending could regress a little bit, I would be okay with that.
So you don't want them to contend for a playoff spot this year.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like you gotta pick one. You gotta be because if they're not gonna tank all the way down and go for Bedard, like fuck it, you might as well try and get into the playoffs.
The one thing is I hope they don't, and just with everything I've seen from the management group so far is it's not gonna be, there's never gonna be a situation where going into the trade deadline this year they're gonna buy. If they make it, it's going to be because all of these guys just happen to come together and like play like, I don't think they're going to buy, but I also don't think they're going to stop the young guys if they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like just from their own play, they're not going to purposefully tear it down, I don't think, is my view of it. And I don't know if I love I don't know. It's a weird spot. Because, well, the one nice thing is lately Mike Hoffman's making himself a lot more tradable. He had a two-goal game in Detroit and another goal against Vancouver. If they could keep him up in like a couple of the higher lines and keep him doing that for a little while and get him out of there for a pick or two, or if they can get the Ben Sherratt special for Joel Edmondson at the trade deadline and get another first out of that. Hey, that's where this is based off nothing but my own speculation, but I think that's what the trajectory of this season is going to be, is if their play gets them there, it'll get them there. But I also think no matter what, they're going to be selling at the deadline, certain guys anyway, because there's no reason for you to keep Joe Drouin on the books when his contract expires at the end of this year. There's no reason,
and they're not bringing him back.
Monahan, no, and there's no reason to keep Sean Monahan around when his contract expires at the end of this year. There's no reason to keep really Joel Edmondson if somebody wants him and gives you enough, even though he has another year left on his contract. But if you can get the same kind of return you got out of Ben Sherratt, then fuck it.
Could get more because he's got a year left.
Right. I don't know. They're in a bit of a weird spot. I will say that, but like, also. I shared that tweet with you guys in the group chat the other day where it was how many games did it take the Habs to get to 7 wins? And it was, this year it was 14. Last year it was 34.
That is incredible.
Like words cannot describe how sad of a time I had watching hockey last year.
That's almost 1 win every 5 games.
It was
pretty bad.
It was terrible.
That's like 1 win every 2 weeks. Oh my god!
You can understand why I stopped watching them at one point. There was a point where I had a rule with myself where I was like, I will start watching the first period. If they get down by more than 3 goals, I will stop watching. And amount of times that I stopped watching was frequent. It was frequent. So even if it's not necessarily like how they're doing right now isn't necessarily that beneficial in terms of like the tank or whatever, I'm just enjoying the fact that I'm enjoying my team a little bit this year. Like, I'm enjoying that I have something to cheer for and something to watch. And even in the games they lose, I'm getting an entertainment value out of it because I'm seeing enough of the right guys that need to be scoring. And it just seems to be going well. I don't know.
Good.
I don't have anything to complain about yet. It's been nice.
Good.
Yeah.
You did mention earlier that you also had an unknown defenseman that nothing happens when he's on the ice.
Yes.
Who's that?
It was a guy that got off waivers from Winnipeg. Just randomly I think he's like 25, but he had barely played any hockey. His name is Jonathan Kovacevic.
Oh.
He and another one of the Habs rookie guys, Jordan Harris, have formed a really good pairing because Jordan Harris is also kind of along those lines, but with a little more like passing ability and offensive ability of being able to like break the puck out, move it up, do that kind of stuff. And Kovacevic is just kind of a rock. The offense goes to die on a stick, but like he is very steady. Like any plays coming at him, he seems to be really good at just breaking shit up. And like they've formed a really solid, steady pairing that's just been surprisingly helpful for them. And that's been part of it where like until like I think 5-6 games ago when Edmondson came back, they were running with 4 rookie defensemen.
Oh wow.
And we're fine. And I mean they're not fine. They're some of their like possession and defensive numbers aren't great, but like you're only going to do so much when you have that many young guys. Like you have to temper expectations when you have David Savard in your top pair.
What do you mean? Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah. But it's been good. Nothing to complain about.
Very nice. Also, Danielle did just try this and did not like it.
Fair enough.
All right, we're gonna take a little break. Obviously, with a little bit of hurdle. Now today, the first one we tried was not good.
It was really bad. we struggled.
And the second one went much better. So
Yes,
I hope
it
you
did.
enjoy. After this, after that, we're gonna be talking about the rest of the NHL at large. I'm just gonna jump around to a couple teams, talk about them, and then we're gonna end off with some fantasy hockey. And I need to yell about fantasy hockey, so get ready for that. All right, we'll be back. All right, hey, how's it going, guys? Hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. As advertised, it's just me and Benny, obviously, as you can see, and we're gonna do some hurdle. So we're at a bit of a disadvantage here because it's 2 heads instead of like the 4 that we normally have.
We got this.
But I think
we're crushing it. First try and like 3 guesses.
Yeah,
Let's make my prediction.
It's
a head of hair.
Yeah.
Do you have any guess off the rip?
I mean, it's like Jack Hughes is coming into my head.
Go for it.
Jack Hughes.
Doesn't hurt to just get a name in there. Off
Trevor
the top
Zegras, but I think Trevor Zegras is a little bit different. Let's try Jack Hughes. Hasha! All right.
So he is American.
Yep, American, pretty young American, in
Eastern
the Atlantic.
Conference.
In the Atlantic. Is that a Josh Norris?
I could not begin to tell you what Josh Norris's face looks like. So if you think that's close. Well, they're 22.
They are 22. The Lightning, I don't think, have anybody that young.
That's true.
They're old now. And the number is in between 9 and 86. So
that's helpful. That's helpful.
Could be somebody on Buffalo. Who do they have? Any young? Do they have any young?
JJ Peterka.
Is Peterka?
I have no
American?
fucking clue. I just guessed a young name.
Well, let's
on
find
their
out.
team.
JJ Peterka. Oh,
well, they're
okay.
on Buffalo.
Not a right winger. He is either Dutch or German. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because that also shows up for Draisaitl. So.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it is Buffalo. Okay. Not
a young
winger.
Buffalo dude.
Left
so
wing.
let's just keep guessing. Dylan Cousins.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian? I have no idea.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Because he played on the Canada. He played on Team Canada.
Yeah, definitely. I don't remember that.
Oh, it could be him.
What'd she say?
We're gonna do another one because we basically just cheated. Okay, it's not him. It is a defenseman though. He's only 19. Holy shit, he's big. And he's Canadian.
Defenseman. I don't know their defenseman.
That is a defenseman.
I
American
don't know
defenseman
Buffalo's
that's
roster
22
very
years
well.
old.
Is he a Salo? That doesn't sound American, but I don't fucking know. I know he's young. He's a defenseman.
Like Sammy Salo?
I think it was something. I don't remember his name. It
Salo?
was that weird.
Robin?
I don't know. Maybe.
I hear Eric say that name a lot. I don't think that's a Saber. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Dude, we're not gonna get this.
I don't think
it's
so.
Some no-name dude in Buffalo. All right.
Just throw a name in there because I'm not gonna get it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We're playing again. We're skipping that entire one. We're playing again. What the hell is this? This looks like a puppet head.
Kind of does. Nicholas Backstrom?
See, we've gone down this road. I don't think he's in here. No. Oh, this is with a K?
He had like the distinctive like flowy hair. I thought it might have been that, but the little chin jut makes me think there's a beard as well.
Oh, like here?
Is that Voracek?
Like here?
Yeah. Is that Voracek?
Jakob? It is not. It is a right winger though.
Not even a little bit. Okay, so
it's old. West, it's an old guy.
Old guy in the West, right wing.
Old right winger in the West.
Okay. Is that Zuccarello?
Is he? He's old, right?
He's older.
It is in the Central. Right. Older than 35. Dude, this is an old guy.
Shit.
Who's old?
It's an older fella.
Who's an old bastard over there?
And a Central team.
Lower than 36 for a number.
Is that Blake Wheeler?
Ooh, that could be Blake Wheeler, yep. Oh, that's not how you spell Blake. Oh, nice.
Hey, there we go.
Speed run better on that one. Speed run on that one, yep.
There we go. Barely even needed. See, I said totally three guesses on the second try. That is what I said.
Yes, there we go. All right. We'll get you back into the show. We've just got a few things left. We're going to talk about the NHL in general, and then we're going to end it off with a bit of fantasy hockey. So, yeah. Enjoy the rest. All right. Welcome back. As you saw, 2 heads is not greater than 4. At least for the first one.
It was at least a really obscure one that we got stumped on.
That is true. That was yeah. But yeah, so we're back now, and we're gonna just talk in general about the NHL. We're just gonna jump around to a couple teams. First, for me, that I wanted to mention because I got the thing from NHL that said that it was their first time in the Super 16 rankings. The Seattle Kraken. Their first time cracking that Super 16. Now. They're doing all right.
Yeah.
They are they might be bullying within their shitty conference.
Holy shit, yeah.
But they're, you know what? You can only beat the teams in front of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are currently 3rd in the Pacific.
They're ahead of Edmonton?
Yes. 3rd in the Pacific.
Wow.
8-5-2. Dude, they're 7th in the league. They're wrecking.
That's weird.
They're wrecking. I mean, they might be tied, or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're kind of sick, bruh. No,
Which is funny because I have not paid attention to any of their games, so I could not say a damn thing about them as a team. But I mean, good for them.
They're that's my West team, and it sucks because I can't watch any of the damn games because I'm an early-ish riser, so I gotta go to bed at a decent time, and so I go to bed when it's the first period.
Right.
So
so that doesn't help.
So I'm tired. I got the TV on while I'm going to sleep. I'm trying to stay awake. It's oh my god.
Should have made your West team Nashville.
I should have, yeah, a team that's still in the East.
Your home games are still pretty early.
All right, but I want to run through a couple of their team leaders right now. Jaden Schwartz in goals, 5. So I think, and that's not very many. So I think they're doing a lot of. I think there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Tied with 2 players. Yeah, I think one of those might be Matty Beniers. But then Andre Burakovsky's leading in points and in assists. So that seems to be a good pickup in the offseason for them.
Oh yeah, that was one of their signings because he was
Yeah.
Colorado. Right.
And I think I gotta let me look at this, but I think they might be getting competent goaltending.
Oh yeah, that is the one thing I do know about them is they're getting like a resurging Martin Jones of all
They
people.
are. Yep, there he is.
So like
232 goals against and a .910 save percentage. So hey, that's not bad.
Which is solidly fine.
That's like what's the average? I'd like to know like the
I think
average.
it's around there,
for that
910,
kind of
915. Like that's fine. That you can do a lot with that much save percentage.
Yes. On the other hand, they have Philip Grubauer continuing his form.
Oh boy.
Actually, it's pretty bad. I think it's worse. Wait, he's only played in. Oh dear. How has he started 3 games and only has 1 loss? Do they pull that loss away from you if you get pulled?
I think it depends.
Or I wonder if they pulled him and then they won. So they don't give him the win. Oh boy. Either way, he's sucking balls.
Either way, not great. Not great at all.
377 goals against. Ready for this? This is the whopper.
Wait, let me guess.
I think it's worse than you're gonna say.
I'm gonna say 865.
Oh, close. 860.
Ah,
so you were close though. But that's fucking bad, man.
That's really bad. Wow, that's really bad. Oh, he has such a big contract. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was there. He was the guy last year. They were like, we're getting this guy, and we're gonna have good defense, good goaltending.
I mean, fair. Like,
no,
he was a Vezina candidate the year before. Like,
I mean, yeah. I just but I don't even know if that's like.
Rough.
It must be Colorado's defense. Colorado's defense just propped him up.
That's true. I mean, you see them win with Francouz and a one-eyed Darcy Kemper. They won a cup. So like, yeah, maybe it is just that. So yeah, wow.
Freaking A, man.
But hey, they seem to be rising above. I wonder. I know they have Dreger still. I don't know if I know he's out with injury right now. I don't know when he's back.
I thought I saw it was like a long, I thought it was like the season, but it might be, maybe it's not the whole season, but it's quite like a long.
I think it was a long-term something, yeah, but I didn't know if it was. Yeah. Well, good for them though. I mean, it's you gotta get something going. Like even if this year doesn't end up being, amazing, or even if they fall out of a playoff spot, you can't have every year be as dog shit as it was last year for them, especially as a new team that's trying to build interest and stuff. Yeah, you need to show that you're doing something. So, what they have, so good for them.
And also, waiting in the wings in a few years, they have Shane Wright. So,
indeed,
if he can,
who they've been scratching for
that's dumb.
Large chunks of the season. I'm not really sure what they're doing there, but hopefully they figure that out a little bit.
Yeah. They'll because that's
you're not helping him doing that.
He's got to play. He needs to
give him. He had already lost a year to COVID in the O. Just give him some more play time. Whether it's sending him back down to the OHL, right? He's an OHL player.
Yeah, even if he's down there, just wrecking dudes, not having to try. That's better than just sitting and doing
better. It's better than getting scratched like 5 out of every 10 games, and then the games you're in playing like 8 minutes.
Yeah,
it's not going to do anything.
Yeah. Yes. Still does not have a goal in the NHL yet, but he'll get there. He does have an assist. So
Uri's got 3, baby.
Hey.
Grant McCagg was right. What the fuck? No. No, don't clip that. Fuck.
Oh dear.
Don't dare clip that.
All right, but I want to
have that getting onto Habs Twitter.
I want to go to Seattle's rival, we'll say. I think they're supposed to be rivals.
They're trying to make something out of that, which makes sense because of proximity.
They're right there, yeah. But Vancouver, they ended the year, correct me if I'm wrong, but they ended last year hot because they started real bad and they ended like, we were like, holy shit, this team could make the playoffs. They didn't, but
it was sort of a Islanders like push there, where for a second it was within reach and then became very not. But like, yeah.
And here we are. So we all assumed that, hey, they're going to keep that going.
Right. And they have not. They very have not.
They have not.
They have 4 wins in 14 games.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I'd like to see, too. I want to see who they actually beat.
I think they beat Pittsburgh, which was kind of weird, but Pittsburgh's been having its own struggles.
Now, I'm sure... Oh, my God. Okay. I'm sure that... that I'm not alone, and like me and I think Nick had him in as well, are not alone. I thought they were going to make the playoffs this year based on how they ended last year. I was like, they're going to come out firing. They're going to, then maybe they won't, smoke everybody, obviously.
Right.
But like, I was like, they got to make the playoffs, right? Especially in the West. Come on.
It's not a high bar over there.
Yep. Okay, so here are the teams they've beaten. Edmonton.
What the fuck? Although Jack Campbell's been having his own issues.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. I think again we're seeing something there. Toronto may have had better defense than we thought last year. They beat Edmonton. They beat Arizona, so that tracks. They beat
Pittsburgh, right?
Pittsburgh is one of them. And they did beat Seattle. They've played Seattle twice, and they beat them. They beat them at the end of October, and that's it. Those are the only teams that they've beat.
Wow.
Yep.
That's rough.
Oh, wait. They've beat Ottawa as well.
Oh yes, they did that the game before.
That was just this last week.
Game before the Habs. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not going great,
and they haven't even played like good teams yet.
Yeah,
like you look through the schedule,
it's been beaten to death. Probably not quite as much as Mark Scheifele's defensive play has been beaten to death, but JT Miller, man,
yeah,
there was an astonishing one against the Habs in particular. It was one of Kirby Doc's goals in the night, where
I saw that
he just laid a pizza out there up the middle.
He just like
a whiff. Then like even after he whiffed, like there was no like
he didn't even try to like
there was no attempt to like try to get back on D. Like it was. I love Kirby. He's been great in his own way. That's actually one thing I didn't talk about with the Habs. Kirby Doc's been fucking amazing with Cole and Nick as the first line.
He's the third. He's third in points, isn't he?
Yeah, they've been a great ever since they found a line together. It's been great. But that play against Kirby by him was bad, and he didn't look much better much of the rest of the game. And it's just like they essentially, I mean, they could still end up signing Bo Horvat to an extension. I think he's due one at the end of this year. They essentially this summer in that move more or less went with Miller over Horvat.
Yeah, but like I don't see. It's looking questionable, but again, like, what did they give him? 8 million?
I think so.
8 million. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's not very much.
It'll get better as the cap goes up in the next stretch. But holy shit, man!
Yeah,
like it's something.
I mean, he must be thinking.
I hope they figure it out because I kind of like Vancouver a little bit because there's it's sort of like there's enough of a separation with it being West Conference where I'm like, always been something about them. I also might just like them because the Habs usually kick the shit out of them.
I love when they come to town.
Yeah, they have a really good record historically against, at least from my memory. They got a playoff spot in 2021 just from their games against Vancouver. Like it was like if you look back at the points, it was almost more or less entirely because it was that weird year where you'd play 7 or 8 games against a team. And I think they won like 5 or 6 of them, and then got OTL points out of like another couple. So like they just feasted on the Canucks that year.
Okay,
But
so I figured out why they're bad.
why are they bad?
It's not the JT Miller contract, although that's not great.
Is their decor is kind of shit?
They
right?
have a $7.26 million Ekman Larson until 26-27.
God, yeah,
They have him
I
until
forgot
20.
about that.
They have him signed to the same year that they have Quinn Hughes signed.
Oh no!
And they also have a $6 million Tyler Myers for this season and next.
Know about that. Which, do you want to hear the most hilarious thing?
Yes.
From the Habs game against them the other night. You know who Tyler Meyer is?
He's a big bastard.
He's massive.
Yeah.
Guess.
Tell me he got bodied by somebody. Oh my god.
Cole
Caulfield. Tell me it was Caulfield.
It was him.
Oh my god. Are you shitting me?
It was 4-2 Canucks in the third. They were actually kind of like getting a bit of play going. They were starting to make it look like they might do something. There was enough time to get the last 2 goals. And there was a time where the Habs got it down into the Canucks defensive end, and Myers had it in the corner. And like, he didn't like lay him out, but he bodied him off.
But he bumped him off the puck.
For the puck to jump up to, I think it was Nick who got it over to Kirby again. He lost a board battle to Cole Caulfield.
Man,
I was like, that's insane.
You can't. Oh boy.
It was rough.
He's 32.
Yeah, Benning did not help that team on the way out because Myers was like 3 or 4 years back, one of his big things. And a couple years back was Ekman Larson getting him in, which he dealt away a couple bad contracts in the process, getting Ekman Larson.
Yep.
But the thing was, those contracts were all like a year or 2 out of being up.
Yes.
So like you were almost out of these problems. You just got yourself a new problem. Like,
yes.
So yeah, Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford have some.
They still got work.
But also I've had my own issues with how disingenuous Jeremy Rutherford's been in some of his like press conferences been getting. He's like, yeah, our decor isn't great, but like if we had a stronger system, it wouldn't matter who our decor is. But like, look at their decor.
Come on, dude. You got like, you can make
terrible.
You can make a system, but you need competent players to pull it off.
And their big fix like a couple weeks ago was bringing in Ethan Bear, which like he's a decent like lower depth option, but like that's not going to fix everything. Like
no, it's not. It's really not.
It frustrates me because they have so many good forwards, man.
Oh my god, yeah.
So many good forwards. There's so much there. And then Thatcher Demko's been having his own issues this year, but like I've seen enough out of him before for me to think he can probably figure it out if he has a better situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where they go from there. I don't think firing Bruce Boudreau doesn't really do anything.
That's not gonna do jack.
But because you're just going to be having a struggling team that's going to be getting a new coach in that's going to try to teach them a new system and a new whatever. Like you might get a slight coach bump, but like I think it's down to the guys there. I don't know.
I think it's I think you're totally right. And it's mostly just the guys on the back end.
It's bad. They're not good.
Yeah, it's real.
Who's their rookie goaltender? Is it Spencer Martin?
Spencer Martin. Is he a rookie?
A bright spot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a rookie, and I think he's been a bit of a bright spot this year.
He's older than Thatcher Demko.
If he's not a rookie, I don't think he's played much because you know how goalies they sometimes stick around until they're older, and you've got some guys don't get into the league until later.
Yeah. He's I don't know what he's been doing, but let me see.
I got him. Let's see. He's got 4 games played, 3 wins with a .900 save percentage. Not great, not ideal, but 3 wins out of 4. His NHL career is only 13 games old. So yeah, he's not played many, but he has a .916 in those 13 games.
Hey.
I don't know. Maybe he's something. Who
and
knows?
A 900 now.
They need something going right now.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they just have bad luck. Freaking, I don't know, man. I mean the D's just so bad. But like they had the same defense end of last season when they were cruising. So it's weird.
Yeah, but
it's weird.
It's also one of those things where there is a degree of when you see that happen towards the end of the season, you're playing a lot of teams that either are already in a playoff position or are already
Oh, they're like kind of in cruise
distinctly
control.
out of a playoff position. Or like, yes, it's nice if you can win games towards the end of the year. It's a good sign in general, but like you also have to sort of look at it as like
Yeah.
you got to weigh it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope they can figure it out and figure it out fast because they have such a good group of forwards. I think you can do a lot with that group of forwards they have. They're still kind of dealing with the shadow of Jim Benning's sort of moves, which I can
terribleness.
I can relate to that. So I hope for Vancouver fans' sake they can kind of get out of that sooner rather than later.
All right, 2 more teams, both on some crazy streaks. Let's go Vegas first. They are on a 9.
I think we all had out of the playoffs.
Who we all had out of the playoffs. They are on a 9-game win streak. First in the NHL. They are 13-2, and yeah.
Let's just say grabbing Logan Thompson as one of my fantasy goalies paid off.
That's worked out.
That was a hunch at the very beginning of the year. I was like, I think he's gonna at least, because he played really well down the stretch for them last year, even in losses. So I was like, that was my okay. He might just get some decent points even in losses kind of guy, and then he ended up just getting a bunch of wins. So like that works.
And also, yeah, that's not. You'll take that.
Yes.
All right.
Jack Eichel has been popping off, has he not?
He has, yes, quite a bit. 9 goals, 10 assists in 15 games. So.
Oh fuck. Yeah, he's been doing okay.
Yep. Including
3 of those goals was not a hat trick against Buffalo.
Including last game, a hat trick versus Buffalo. So that's gonna feel good for him, and it's gonna feel. It must have felt real bad for Buffalo, but.
Yeah, I know he did the "Are you entertained? Are you not entertained?" pose after one of the goals. I was like, "Oh yeah, he was feeling it."
He's now forever a villain there.
Well, yeah.
Even if he because I don't think he really was
it's not
before.
Most fair, but like I don't know. I guess it's kind of I don't know. That's a weird situation. But like looking at it as a fan of Buffalo, I can see why. Yeah.
Oh yeah, any Buffalo fans are gonna hate him now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would hate him if he left the Bolts and then came back, scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
But let's go over the teams that they've beaten in this 9-game win streak: Buffalo, Toronto, your Canadians, Knicks, Senators, the Capitals. Okay, keep going. Winnipeg, Ducks, Sharks.
Winnipeg's weirdly good.
Yeah, they're up there, right, in the Central.
Yeah.
Leafs again. And then their last loss was October 22nd against Colorado.
That's admittedly those teams you're rattling off. It's not the strongest schedule in the world.
I was just thinking that. I was like, dude, these teams
schedule in the world.
Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, yeah, you gotta wait and you gotta see them play like. Well, I thought the Leafs, but like then the Leafs.
Who's even good
balls,
this year?
So that's what I'm thinking. Like,
that's the thing. It's been a really weird start. The teams have been kind of all over.
I feel like Atlantic teams are pretty tough at this point. I would think
most of them, honestly. Most of
them. Man, yeah, I don't know. Like, let me look through. I mean, maybe Seattle's a tough game now. They don't have any tough-looking games. Pittsburgh might be tough next month. Boston for sure. Yeah, I don't know, but also like, I mean, they just look nuts right now.
Yeah, I mean, there is that where like, yes, it might be a weaker schedule, but also they're just demolishing everybody. So who the fuck knows? Like,
yeah,
like they're playing very well, and
they're getting .925 goaltending from both of their goalies.
That'll help.
Both of them.
Who's their other goalie? I might grab
Aiden Hill.
I did not expect it out of him. I expected Logan Thompson to maybe show some flashes just because I liked what I saw out of him down the stretch last year. But Aiden Hill, I wasn't so sure about. That's kind of nutty.
Aiden Hill, .925, 217 goals against, 5-0.
Oh,
So I don't know if that's him or if that's their defense around him. I would assume the defense.
They
But
have a decent decor to my knowledge.
oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Shea Theodore always does me right when I grab him in fantasy. He's always a solid D grab.
Yeah. They got Shea Theodore, they got obviously Petrangelo, Alec Martinez is there.
Oh yeah.
Nicholas
Hey.
Haig, is he a D-man?
Yeah.
They got
They got a solid group. It's just it's funny because like I look back at some of the rosters they had the last 2 or 3 years, maybe before this, and they look better to me on paper.
like
But
years before.
yeah. But this one seems to have something going.
Yes, it does. Yeah, still not gonna make the playoffs though.
No, they're falling.
All right, on to the surprise, Benny. The
Who's the
New
surprise?
Jersey Devils
Oh yeah,
are on an
they're
8-game heater right now, and they are
insane.
They are what's their record right now?
I don't know off the
They
top of my
are 11-3.
Holy fuck.
11-3-0.
I think
So
that qualifies as pretty good.
that qualifies as pretty freaking good. I don't know if
Not
anybody had
too
any in fantasy. I don't know if anybody had any. Like,
honestly,
New
I should
Jersey
give some
players.
New Jersey players a look. I don't know if there's anybody left at this point. If everybody's already been snatched up, I'm sure Brad is picked up
I'm
already.
sure. I think Nick might have grabbed him. Nick's usually pretty quick on that stuff.
Yeah.
Jesper Bratt, 18 points in 14 games, 5 goals, 13 assists. Nico Hischier, 8 for 16 in 13 games
Damn.
played. Jack Hughes, 4-10. And then Dougie Hamilton is 3-8. They actually don't have that many guys with a whole lot of points, but they've got a lot. They have like a good spread. They must be winning like low scoring games, which is very odd. That is not what I would expect.
Yeah.
And then they're getting wow, and their goaltending isn't even that good. What the hell? Their goaltending, they're getting a 909.
Yeah, that's the thing. I did know that. They're not getting any goaltending right now, and they're still winning games. So, I mean,
what the hell?
Who knows?
They're getting a 9.
I did not expect it out of them. Good for them.
Yeah. 909 from Vanacek, who's played 9 games. He's played the most. Because I think Blackwood got hurt. And yes, Blackwood is at an 880.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So that's real bad.
He's been one of those goalies where he's been talked about for a good few years now, and then
he's supposed to be good.
Yeah, I mean, which he's still young-ish for a goalie, so it's like who knows? But like, you keep this up for much longer, you might start to just be okay. I guess you're not that. But
yeah. Dang, he's 6'4".
Interesting. Yeah, he's a big boy.
But yeah, I just I never expected the Devils to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the playoff spots right now. New York and Toronto are barely clinging on to wild cards.
Oh, yeah.
The Islanders and Devils and Detroit are all in playoff spots. And then the ones you would expect are Boston, Florida, and Carolina.
Yes.
But granted,
and the Islanders.
Florida is tied with Detroit and then also Toronto in the wild card with 17 points. So it's all way too early.
It's too early to be looking at that kind of thing, but
it's still just it's very strange. It feels like one of these kind of transitionary years where some stuff might sort of change around. I feel like we might see some shifts in terms of teams that are in, teams that aren't. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because
it feels like the first big year that you could maybe see a team or two kind of flip flop.
Yeah.
Because it's been Atlantic, it's been Tampa, Boston, Toronto, Tampa,
Florida.
Toronto, Boston, Tampa, Florida, Boston, Florida, Toronto, Boston.
It's been those 4 teams.
Yeah, it's some combination of those 4 teams for a while. So like it's nice to see that we might actually get some change in that this year. I think
fresh meat, some fresh playoff meat.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about fantasy hockey.
Let's talk. Things are going swimmingly.
My team fucking sucks. And
what happened now?
So now here's the problem. Here's my problem. One, my first overall pick was Vasilevsky, and he's been awful.
Yeah.
2, my second pick was Uberdo, and he's been awful. I don't remember my third pick, but I'm pretty sure they've been awful. But I have since dropped Uberdo, and I grabbed some other people. So I mean,
the race is shaping up interestingly because the top 4 are all kind of like, although your dad's kind of making a bit of a push.
The top like, 4 are there.
Are like, yeah, we're kind of like in a competition. 2 through 4 are definitely all within reach of each other.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's going to probably juggle around for a while. I had that 120 point night I had the other night really opened up some space.
It did, yeah. Nobody else.
That was big. But then you look at the bottom 4 and they're in their own little race.
Yeah.
Although your mom's starting to fall out of it, but your dad, Cody, and Eric are all like right on each other.
Yeah, they are. Holy.
I've been seeing them jump around a lot. So it's still a really competitive season. Like there's room for stuff to change.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll catch up. I don't know who the fuck drafted around you, but they fucked up. You hear me? I don't know how you got all the people you got. I don't know who. I'm pretty sure Eric was right next to you. Eric, you messed up, dude.
My centers are insane. I have Matthews, Zibanejad, Crosby.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That was the thing is, I didn't pick. I didn't pick again until you had 2 picks.
Yeah.
So I didn't pick again, and I was like, okay, well, Uberdo was like 4th in scoring last year, so I'll take him. And here he is with like 6 points through the first fucking month of the season. I think your team's too good. I don't think and Matthews is going to wake up and Marner will wake up. I don't think anybody's going to catch you. So I think this is kind of a race for second.
Woken up, sort of, but not really. I don't know. They're in a weird spot, Toronto.
Yeah.
But
I think this is a competition for second place. So I just have to stay close to Nick and Danielle if I can.
Don't underestimate my ability to overthink things sometimes.
Dude, you could literally you don't even have to look at shit anymore. You could just hit the start active players every week.
People.
I know, but I'm saying you don't have to. Yeah. I really don't think you have to. I think you can just do the start active players and you'll just stay ahead. But yeah, so now
I do try to make it a habit, like every week or so I look at like who's been cold and if there's anybody on the waiver wire that's heated up, and I move around like a 1 or 2 pieces. But yeah, I've mostly just stuck with my guys. It's helped that Boston's been as hot as they have.
That is true as well. Yeah.
Killing it. I picked up Hampus Lindholm a few games into the season, and he's been killing it. And then Charlie McAvoy was activated off the IR and came back, and in his first game got a goal. So like, it's been helpful.
Fantasy hockey?
Yeah, you want to do a little fantasy thing? I was just about to ask if you want to do that. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I do. That Arizona night was just an abysmal night of hockey for me. So I started Matt Barzal over Jack Eichel on Thursday night.
Oh, no.
Because I'm like, Matt Barzal against the Coyotes, that's money. And then Jack Eichel.
Brock Nelson.
I lost out on 29
oh my
points.
God.
I was very sad.
Dang,
yeah.
Man. That's that's a rough one. Did Barzal Oh no, nobody scored in that game. So he didn't even get an assist.
Nope. Nothing.
That's upsetting.
Against the Arizona Coyotes, nothing. And to be honest, I know Vegas just went on a tear recently, but I figured Buffalo would Buffalo put up a fight, but like I figured Buffalo would be like, all right, it's in Buffalo. Like
that's what I was thinking.
Buffalo's Buffalo's not like bad anymore,
and I would have thought that they would have stopped Jack Eichel from scoring at all costs.
Yep.
And apparently they did
But-
not.
Well, I think Jack Eichel is just so skilled. He was like,
Yeah, I
try it
know.
and stop me. It's from yeah.
We're
So
seeing
good.
we're seeing like shades of, like 2016, 2017 Jack Eichel,
Yep.
2018. So,
Yes.
which is good to
Yeah.
see because he is a
Very
fun
good to
player to
see.
watch.
Very good to see. And some fantasy updates. My team is in 7th still. It's still like that weird chugging along pace. We'll see. Ben proposed a trade to me. Ben, if you're watching this,
What was the trade?
he wanted Kirill
Oh,
Kaprizov.
4.
I'm pretty sure he won. Was it Kirill Kaprizov? Ben, I'm sorry if I get this wrong. I'm pretty sure. Yep, it was Kaprizov for Thomas Chabot and Anders Lee.
Oh my God.
Nope. I don't care. My team could be in 8th place with 2
Is he?
points.
Oh, is he trying to
Don't do
swindle
that.
you out of your best players?
I think so.
What a shithead.
I know. I love that. He's trying, and I respect it. I respect it.
Dude, do you want
But,
Vassy? If you give me something nice, I'll give you Vassy.
I'll give you Jack Campbell.
No.
I know. That's my goalie. My goalie tandem is Ilya Sorokin. Yes, and
Nice.
Jack Campbell. Oh boy.
Oh no. Listen
I
to
bet
this.
on him.
I told this to Ben earlier, but last night I had all 3 goalies playing. I played Vassy and Ottinger. Vassy was playing Washington, so I was like, and it's Vasilevsky, so I was like, maybe he'll do some. Ottinger was playing San Jose.
Oh boy.
So I was like, okay, that's gotta be okay. They both let in 5 goals. Vassy on 24 shots.
Oh no.
And wait, Ottinger on 18 shots. So combined between them, fantasy points, I had minus. Oh, I can't do math. Minus it was like minus a point.
Oh no, that's
Wait.
terrible.
I'm not done.
Oh, no.
My third goalie was Marc-Andre Fleury, who posts a 28 save shutout against Seattle. Gets me 26 points on my bench.
So we did the same thing. You did yours with goalies, and I did mine with forwards.
Yep.
On the other night. Oh, fantasy hockey sucks. Sometimes.
Oh my God, dude.
Wow. Jeez,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man.
Jeez. Well, I'm having an okay night at the moment. I just lost some points as I said that. God damn it. Well, but I did make some. You know me. I haven't really made any moves, but I finally made some roster adjustments. One because I had to, and the other because I just wanted to change things up. So I've had Bowen Byram, and he's been out with an injury and just not really obviously not doing anything for my team.
Yeah.
Because he's not playing. And I was like, let me see who's available in terms of defensemen. And I noticed Morgan Riley was available.
Yeah.
And Devon Taves on Colorado was available.
Is he not hurt?
I don't know why. He's back.
Oh, I thought he was hurt.
So the other night, Columbus was playing Philly, and Zach Werenski was getting me a lot of fantasy points. And as we know, Zach Werenski is done for the season.
That's so lame.
Because he separated his shoulder and tore his labrum.
Ah,
atrocious. Wishing him a speedy recovery, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, so Zach Werenski's like one of my best fantasy defensemen, even though he's on Columbus. And I'm like, this isn't good. So I stayed up late, and I'm like, I really hope no one sees Devon Taves there and just picks him up, because there's so many people in our league that like make moves all the time, and I'm like, someone's gonna notice this. So I stayed up and I made that transaction. So my decor is different. I had Werenski and Byram, and now I'll start from the 2 new acquisitions. I have Devon Taves, Morgan Riley, Mo Sider, and Quinn Hughes.
That's pretty good.
Pretty decent decor. So that's where we're trying a new look decor. Let's
You
see what happens.
need Vancouver to start playing better.
Stop sucking.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes has an assist tonight.
Hey,
he always gets assists when they score, at least, because he's
the only guy.
the only defenseman who could really move the puck well. So sorry, Vancouver.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna shop Vassy and see what I can get. Cause he sucks, dude. He's got a 901 save percentage. This guy.
Well, I know he hasn't had the best start, but UC Saros is still available. He could just go 1-for-1.
Just drop him.
Yep.
You know what I might do is I might try and trade Vassy for like a forward or something, and then I'll drop a crappy forward and grab Saros. That might be my play.
Oh, you could do that.
We'll have to see.
You could do that.
We'll have to see.
It's goalies are weird and the season is long, right? That's why.
Well, I would see, because I could keep Vassy and then he could become what he's always been and then get me a bunch of points. Or I could keep him and then he does nothing.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep on pushing.
I'm gonna try.
It's a tight. We were saying earlier it's a tight group. You and Cody and my dad, I think, are all like within like 20 points or something.
That's the thing. I'm in 7th, but I could easily be in 5th after tonight, which is weird.
Which is right behind me.
Yeah, and 4th.
And right listen, then you can easily catch me because my team just jerks off all night.
But they're in 4th place. Listen, that's pretty good if your team's doing that and they're in 4th place. So, but
yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. And back to past me. I don't know how to throw this back and forth.
Like it's time traveling.
Yeah, I should just be trying to find players on teams that are doing well instead of just trying to find good players. But so right now the standings are shaping up as follows. Benny's in first by a healthy margin, 177 points ahead of Nick. Then Danielle is in third, about 20 points behind Nick. Then I am in fourth, about 30 points.
24 points back.
24 points behind Danielle. Yeah. So the 2 through 4 is like close, and then as Ben said, 5th place, who's my dad, and then 6th is Cody, 7th is Eric. Those 3 are all really close. They're all within like 20, less than 20 points.
20 points of each other. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And then my mom's bringing up the rear, and my mom. So here's the thing: my mom's been like top 3 to 4 the last like many years that we've done this.
Yeah.
And she never makes any moves. She always just drafts a team and just sticks with that team. Just puts the players in when they play. That is not going to work this year. It does not appear, because
that has failed this year, I think.
Yeah, she's 500 points back of Ben of first right now. So.
Yeah, that I think does qualify as too big of a gap.
I think that's
unless she goes on a great, like, it is still early enough where like if you just go on a hell of a heater and are like moving guys in and out every day.
But I don't think she'll do that.
Fair enough.
She had somebody hurt. She had somebody on the IR, and we were like, "Mom, you got to put this dude on the IR so you can pick up somebody else." She was like, "I don't even know what that means." So
yeah, he's still there. I see it. Nick Schmaltz in Arizona.
Yep.
He's still on the IR, still in one of her active rosters.
We told her, and then my dad was like, I can help you do it. She's like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm like, okay.
Well,
yeah.
Locking down 8th place.
Yeah, she's
getting that good draft pick for next year, eh? Okay.
Honestly, that is how we're gonna do it as well. We're gonna have a couple keepers. We're gonna have one keeper at each. We're gonna have one forward keeper, one D keeper, and one goalie, and then all the rest get thrown in, and then that's how the draft pick will go. It'll be like in place. So yeah.
Interesting.
So if you want to keep, if you have a certain player that you want to keep, don't drop them at the end of the year because they have to be on your
the roster at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to send a message out about that, but I can probably wait until the end.
I mean, yeah, we got some time.
Well, yeah. So there could be some change, but
well, I know what my D keep is. Kale McCarr.
Oh yeah, all right. He hasn't even been doing all that well compared to what he did last year.
Colorado's had their own struggles, but I think he's still my highest scoring defenseman.
So this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is what happened yesterday. I'm getting a bit of Benny luck.
What'd you do yesterday?
So somehow there was like 4 fucking games going on, and I somehow had 3 goalies. All 3 of my goalies were playing, so I had to pick and choose.
I chose the one you didn't choose.
I chose Vassy. I chose Vassy playing against Washington. I was like, okay, let's try it. He gives up 5 goals against on 24 shots.
Oof. That's rough.
Gets me 1.4 fantasy points. Sick. That's pretty sick.
That's bad.
And then Jake Ottinger somehow does worse. Gets 5 goals against on 18 shots. And gets me negative 2.2. And on my bench, Marc-Andre Fleury posts a shutty and gets 26.8 fantasy points.
That's rough. That's rough.
But I did have Jamie Benn got me 2 goals. So
there we go, Jamie.
my team fucking sucks, dude.
What do you got on your group? What do we got?
It's not even that bad. They're just nobody's fucking doing anything.
You grab Kubalik because he's been hot.
I've had him for the last couple weeks.
Oh.
You know who's been my best guy that I've picked up? Brandon Montour. He's gotten me multiple nights.
I've heard
multiple
been
nights. He's gotten me like 25 plus points with like a bunch of assists. So I think he must be quarterback in the power play.
On the IR. I saw you grab him the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I dropped him when he got injured.
Yeah, I had an IR spot, so I was like, yeah, he's pretty good.
Oh, that's true. I have an IR spot right now too. That'll be later.
Yeah. So yeah. That's about all I got. My team needs to. I need Kadri to do something.
Well, yeah, Calgary rather has to kind of figure their shit out
first.
But
God.
They're in their own struggles at the moment.
Yeah. So I'll probably drop. I'm not going to stop trying, obviously, because that's lame. I'm going to keep on doing
well, I mean, you're definitely in. Well, hell, I made it a race to not be in last year. Come on, you gotta do something.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep trying because if I can get second, that'd still be good. Although maybe I don't. Maybe I want to tank. I'm gonna tank for. I don't even know what our first pick.
Draft positions in play. I gotta keep that in mind. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna tank this year.
Tank it, Benny. You should tank.
I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, just have a fire sale. Just sell it.
Yeah, right. I'm the commissioner, so I can veto that shit.
Well,
right.
if I give you a couple guys, I think you might be happy enough.
Maybe, yeah. This is a
corrupt
league. All right, you got anything else, or are we ending this shizzle?
I think I'm good. No, I think I'm good.
All right. I am good as well. All right, everybody.
Alrighty.
We'll see you next week. Hopefully with a couple more of the guys in.
Should be.
Yeah.
It'll have to be Friday though, because I'm gonna be in Montreal on Saturday. Or if you do it Saturday, I won't be here. Yeah, I'm going to a game against.
Oh.
I'm going to a game against Philly.
Okay. Well then, hopefully Friday. So hopefully the next week's episode will be coming out on Saturday morning. But we'll see you next week. Have a good week. Leave a comment down below. What's your worst fantasy move that you've done this year? And was it drafting Uberdo in the second round, like me?
And can it compare to trading Matthews and Marner for Mark Stone and Nick Suzuki? Because I don't think it can. I think I got that on lock. Oh, wow.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.